Hello and welcome. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Andrew, and we're brothers, and this is the Daniel and Andrew Show.
Where we give our opinions about TV and movies and TV shows that suck that we've been watching lately. So, Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Do anything fun this week?
No, not too much. We've been swimming a lot at the
Oh,
gym,
it's nice.
so that's cool.
Cool. Swimming is
What
fun.
about you?
I think I have now completed my time working at movie theaters. I left my fourth movie theater that I've worked at. So I'm, yep. So
I
I
was
think,
not told this prior to this.
yep.
Okay.
So I think I have reached my end. I think I've worked at plenty. I think I've worked at pretty much everyone in this state, other than like at dine-in theaters, at least. So
Okay.
I think the end is now for that. Um, maybe just look into doing other things, maybe going back to school, whatever. But yeah. Um, so yeah, so that's new stuff. So now just kind of hanging out. Yeah. So only thing you watched this week was Acolyte, probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, I usually when I have something to review, I watch that, and I've been watching like Smosh, so
Yeah, yeah.
I
I've been watching a lot of YouTube as well. That channel included. Watching random stuff. We watched finished the third season of The Bear. Definitely not as good as the first two seasons. First season is definitely the best season. Um, it was just they there's a couple plot lines in this third season they just draw out the whole season. And I didn't think one of them was not particularly interesting. To be honest, neither of them were particularly interesting. So it was just, but there was some good episodes about singular characters that were good, but overall it was not as good. It's still a well done show. I would give it like a 7 for the third season.
yeah,
Um,
I do
so
intend to watch it. Um, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's still a good show, but I would say like first season's like a 9, second season's like an 8, and this season's like a 7. So yeah, um, yeah. I also watched the third season of Hacks. That's a show where every time I come into the season and I'm like, I don't know if this show is still gonna be good, and it's good every time. They do a really good job, and it's pretty much just the two lead ladies in it. They're good actresses. They work really good with each other, and every time they have some sort of disagreement or falling out, but you know, I mean, they just work well together, and the show is actually funny. Um, so I like that show. It's a good show. Um, I'll watch another season when it comes out for sure. That
I don't even know what show you're talking about, but
it's on HBO. It's
uh,
called Hacks. It's Jean Smart, and she plays a stand-up comedian. She is basically Joan Rivers in this show, like just a stand-up comedian. And when she was younger, at one point she was up to possibly get her own late night show, and then people put a stop to that. This is a lot like Joan Rivers in real life. She was Johnny Carson many times as a guest host. People loved her. People thought, hey, she should have her own show. Johnny Carson heard about it and put a stop to it. Uh, it's very much she's very much basically Joan Rivers' story. Obviously, that was like more the first season, and like the second season, then it's kind of gotten away from that, obviously. But and she's just playing an I would say an inspired by character, but it's good. And they have this young writer, and she writes for Gene Smart's character. Um, um, I can't remember what the character's name is, even though I just watched a whole season. Um, Deborah Vance. So Deborah Vance, and so she's like a 60-year-old comedian, and the writer is like in her 20s, and she's like, I want to write about new and progressive things. Yeah, so they're like opposed, but they're friendly and stuff. It's a good show. Definitely worth a watch. Um, and it's actually a comedy that's funny. Um, so yeah, it's a good show. I would give that season like an 8. Um, yeah.
Cool.
I think that's everything that I want. Oh, I saw the movie with Channing Tatum. Oh,
And
Fly Me to the
Scar
Moon.
too.
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. It was fine. Wasn't like a bad movie, but it wasn't like a really good movie. It was like in the middle. Um, the romance was kind of weak. Um, I mean, I'm okay with space program movies or whatever. I thought it was actually kind of funny. Say like a 6.
Hmm.
Um, no like strong bad feelings. It's just like a decent movie. Um, but yeah, that's the movie I saw this week, and then definitely probably gonna see Twisters coming up. But yep, that was everything that I watched. I probably watched other things, but I can't remember. But I finished those shows and watched that movie. Um, yeah, and we're talking about the Acolyte instead of that Fly Me to the Moon. I definitely have more things to say about the Acolyte than that movie. So, all right, cool. All right, well, anything else before we get into a little bit of news here?
No.
Okay, well, Comic Con is coming up. I think it's next week, maybe. So I think there'll be uh, more to talk about very soon. Yeah, next week. Yeah, like a week from today, basically. Um, Marvel is going back to Comic Con for the first time in a few years, and apparently all their whole slate of things that they were going to announce got leaked. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, well, we're not sure. Obviously, it's a leak, so we're not sure if any of it's true or if it's all true or part of it's
Do
true.
you have some of them?
Oh
Or
yeah, it was like
yeah.
Black Panther 3, Doctor Strange 3, Shang Chi 2, a Scarlet Witch movie, Young Avengers. The directors have been found. Um, that's Directors have been found for the next Avengers movies. People think it's going to be the Russos just come back to do Midnight Suns movie, possibly Blade. Uh, we'll have a date for that. Um, X-Men, basically everything that Thor, another Thor movie
Thor
without
5.
Thor 5 without Taika. It would be somebody else. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, just a whole bunch of crap, basically. Um,
Well, we'll have a lot to discuss next week if that's what they bring to the table. That'll be
yeah, it
interesting
would
to talk about.
it would be 2 weeks because it's next weekend, or yeah, the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Um, but yeah, but I mean, they would probably have stuff from um, what's it called, Deadpool and Wolverine, because that's coming out. Probably what's it called? Uh, a trailer for the Thunderbolts. That's the next movie, I believe, after Captain America, um, which we'll talk about the trailer here in a few minutes. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, okay. So this is yeah. So we'll see what happens. If any of this stuff is true or whatever. Um,
I mean, everything you mentioned doesn't sound out of the realm of possibility. So,
they'll talk about more Fantastic Four stuff. Blade, Avengers will maybe get a director here for the Avengers movies. They're still doing a Vision show. Shang-Chi 2, Doctor Strange 3, Thor 5, X-Men, another Spider-Man, Black Panther 3. They're still doing like a Wakanda show. Um, yeah. Yep, that was everything. So I don't know. We'll see if any of that. Like, I doubt they were going to be announcing delays at a panel, but I don't know.
yeah, for
Maybe they
sure.
will. Who knows? But
Well, they usually
um,
put it on like a timeline, like a
right,
year
that's
timeline,
true.
right?
That's a good point. That is a good point. I don't know if they're going to actually do that again or not, but we'll see what
We'll see.
happens. It's a little over a week until we'll actually get some information of that actual information. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Um,
Well,
to be honest with you, none of that stuff really. I mean, I'm interested in like X-Men, but we probably wouldn't get that for a long time. I like Blade, but that's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Um, I don't really care about Doctor Strange. I would see probably another Black Panther, but I don't really want Shuri as Black Panther. Um, so yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna watch all of them regardless, but I think at this point, it's probably never gonna be as good as it was. So
yeah,
you just gotta temper your expectations. If you're
I guess
expecting
so.
the world, you're not gonna get it. So,
Um, uh, the only one that kind of piques my interest, if that even would come to fruition, is a Midnight Suns. Um, and before they were talking about Jordan Peele possibly doing an MCU movie, and I don't see why it wouldn't be a good choice to do Midnight Suns. You know, Blade and Ghost Rider, and then you could do like Daredevil, Doctor Strange. I'm trying to think of another person you could stick in there, like a Moon Knight or something.
oh,
Um,
you think they're gonna use like existing characters and put them
yeah,
in there?
you think they would do new characters?
I mean, yeah, not like all of them.
I feel like the most famous Midnight Suns are existing, and Ghost Rider has never been in the MCU. You could, well, I guess I think he was on that stupid Agents of Shield show, but you could do like the one from the game, the Robbie Reyes one, not the other one.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't. I guess I don't know. I guess Hulk was technically had his own movie. Um,
Yeah,
but like Hawkeye and stuff, they just were shown for like 2 seconds, right? But he didn't have like actual lines or anything until an Avengers movie.
I mean, there's other characters that have been introduced in an Avengers movie. The Scarlet Witch is in an Avengers movie. So
Yeah, I'm just saying,
you can
like,
introduce Avengers
mm,
in a group movie.
yeah, I'm saying they'll probably introduce some of the Midnight Suns in it. Obviously, there'll be some that we already know going
Well,
into
if
it.
like a Blade or a Moon Knight, Daredevil, literally the only one that wouldn't be introduced in his own movie would be a Ghost Rider. So yeah, I think you could
Mhm.
do that a Midnight Suns movie very easily, and you can introduce like a Ghost Rider in that. I don't think that's weird. Um, and then because Doctor Strange is already, you know, could just be keeping an eye on different people or something.
Yeah, what he's supposed to be doing. Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't see why they couldn't do a Midnight Suns movie. Like it makes
yeah.
sense in my mind that they could do one. He's already doing the mystical stuff or whatever, right? So
Mm.
I mean that way you could have maybe you can have a Scarlet Witch come back or whatever, even though she's dead. But you know what
Bro,
if?
she fell. She's definitely not dead.
Everyone's
If
saying
you
acting like she's
if
dead.
you thought she was dead, I'm sorry, but you were wrong. She's
She
not
hasn't
dead.
shown up yet. She's
There hasn't been that much to show up in, and
I
if
guess
you
not.
haven't shown up since then, that's probably a good thing.
All right, well, we'll see.
Nothing really flattering has come out since that.
Yeah, maybe she'll be in that Agatha show, but I just doubt it. That'd be
Yeah, I don't think so. And again, it's
whatever.
probably a good thing.
We'll see what happens. Whatever. That's the only thing that something new or different. A Young Avengers that would be terrible. Maybe a TV show, but definitely not a movie.
I don't think
Um,
a Young Avengers would be terrible. It's just like if they use who already exists that's younger, then yeah, it might be terrible.
well, who would they get a whole new Young Avengers team? At the end of the Marvels, that literally she's like, "I'm putting together a Young Avengers team." It's like literally
At the end of what?
at the end of the Marvels, Kamala Khan goes to Kate Bishop and she's like, "I'm putting together a team."
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, that would be terrible, and no one would see that movie. That would be a massive miscalculation. Um, just saying.
Yeah, you have a point. Well, she's
Yeah.
the first mutant, so I mean, she's got to be the leader, right?
She's not the first mutant.
First mutant in the MCU. What are you talking about?
Technically not. In Doctor Strange, we got mutants. They were in a different dimension, but they're
Oh,
mutants.
true. Well, no, didn't that show come out before though? Or am I
The
pretty
Marvels
sure?
did not come out before. Um,
No, she says at the end of the TV show that she was in, whatever that show was called.
I'm gonna look
She's
that.
like, "Oh yeah, I'm a mutant." Like literally the last
No, she
line or
didn't
something
say,
like that.
"Hey, I'm a
Something
mutant."
really dumb
She
like
didn't
that.
say that. Uh,
Something that confirmed her, and it was like just so shoehorned in at the last second.
no, he says there's a mutation in your DNA or something,
Yeah, there you go.
and then the thing plays.
I'm pretty sure that show came out before Doctor Strange.
We
But
shall see. That I have the technology. Okay, got that. And then Miss Marvel. All right, Miss Marvel came out a month after Multiverse of Madness.
okay,
Not the first mutant. Not the first mutant.
she is the first mutant in the MCU current verse of this multiverse.
Sure, whatever. Um, yeah. So we'll see what happens. I just think that's a not a good idea.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are we segueing into Captain America?
it would have been a good idea to segue into Captain America, but I have
Oh,
something
okay.
else to talk about.
Oh, what?
I should have mixed up these news topics. Unfortunately, I did not because I wasn't thinking.
All
Uh,
right.
through well. Um. Anyway, so the Emmy nominations came out today. Shogun, a record 25 nominations. Um, FX had the most nominations of a normal channel. Uh, Netflix has 107. FX has like 90 something nominations with The Bear and The Bear and the one I just said, Shogun. Um, so good for FX there.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Shogun was pretty good. So I
yeah,
I see it.
haven't seen
Yeah.
it, but I've heard it's good by lots and lots of people. Um, so yeah,
Should just watch it
uh,
with Dad. He'd probably like it.
he doesn't want to watch it for some reason. Moving on. Best drama series: The Crown, Fallout, The Gilded Age, The Morning Show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, and Three Body Problem. Those are the nominees for best drama series. Um, no, no Succession because Succession has ended. Um, so looks like this is Shogun's to win. We'll see what happens. Not sure if they will
I'd
or
be
not.
pretty shocked if like one of those later ones you mentioned wins over Shogun.
I'm glad that Fallout is nominated. Fallout's doing pretty good. Got a lot of
For
nominations.
best drama series, I doubt
No,
it's
I'm
gonna win.
I'm not saying I think it's gonna win. I'm saying I'm glad it got
It
nominated.
just
I'm
got
not.
nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show.
All right. Great. After that brief interruption there, uh, technical problem there. Um, yeah. Fallout is definitely not a show that I thought that would be like big Emmy show or whatever. So I'm glad that it's up there at least. Show I actually watched. The morning show I like and I watched. I heard Mr. and Miss Smith was good and got nominated. Um, Probably will still watch it at some point, and then Shogun maybe. Um, so yeah. Best actress in a drama series: Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show, uh, uh, Carrie Coon for The Gilded Age, the lady from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Anna Sawai from Shogun, Imelda Staunton from The Crown, and Reese Witherspoon from The Morning Show. Um, so two from The Morning Show there.
I'd be pretty surprised if it didn't go to the Shogun lady.
Yeah, she was the best part from what I understand, right? She's like the main.
I would say it's like a dual sort of with a main co-star sort of thing, almost like Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, same kind of deal. But yeah, she was a very big part of the show. So yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Best actor in a drama series: Idris Elba for Hijack, Donald Glover for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Walton Goggins for Fallout, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Hiroyuki Sanada for Shogun, and Dominic West for The Crown. Um, was
I mean,
was
yeah.
was he good
Shogun's
in
gonna
Shogun?
sweep. Yeah,
Yeah,
Shogun's gonna sweep.
cool.
It was it's pretty much one of those like Oscar bait type of things almost. Like
Yeah, Walton Goggins was pretty good in Fallout. I don't think he's gonna
he
win.
was, no, I liked him, but I mean
Would you call Fallout a drama series? Now that I think about it,
no.
why wouldn't you put that in comedy? Maybe comedy was too stacked. I think comedy the last few years has been pretty stacked actually.
That's where
So
comedy has gone. It's no longer in movies anymore.
what? No longer what?
There's almost no comedy movies. That's where comedy is gone. It's gone to
Oh, TV
television.
shows. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, supporting actress. You have one, two, three, four actresses from The Morning Show, two actresses in The Crown, and one from The Gilded Age. Um, That's pretty full category there for best supporting actress. You got 7 nominees. The morning show's Nicole Bahari. I don't know who that is. Greta Lee is. She's the like executive. Holland Taylor is the older executive, and Karen Pittman. I don't literally do not know who these people are, and they're nominated. There's like so many people nominated. Maybe Karen Pittman's maybe the producer lady. I don't know. Maybe that's the other lady.
I have no idea.
Best supporting actor. You have 1, 2, 3 from the morning show. Billy Crudup, Mark Duplass, and John Hamm. You got 2 from Shogun, Takahiro Hira, and oh my god, Ta, Tano, Tadanobu Asano. Um, I don't know who those guys are. You saw the show, but
Yeah, no. Other than the main guy, none of the other people are famous, and as at least over here,
and
maybe
then
they're more prominent. I have no idea though.
I don't know. Jack Loudon from Slow Horses and Jonathan Pryce in The Crown. Guest actor, you got someone from Shogun. Paul Dano was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Tracy Letts in Winning Time, the one about the Lakers. John Turturro was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Jonathan Pryce in Slow Horses. Good for him, Jonathan Pryce getting a couple nominees here. Guest actress in a drama series. Let's see, like 3 people from Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I guess a lot of guest stars in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Claire Foy in The Crown, Mersh Gay Harden in The Morning Show. All right, best comedy series. There we go. I've seen quite a few of these actually. Abbott Elementary, The Bear. That's for season 2 of The Bear. Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is last season of Curb. Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Palm Royale, Reservation Dogs, and What We Do in the Shadows. I would assume The Bear will probably win again, as it swept last year. Best actor in a comedy series, Matt Berry in What We Do in the Shadows, Larry David in Curb, Martin Short and Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building, Jeremy Allen White in The Bear, and oh man, DeFaro Wunatai for Reservation Dogs, show I've never seen. Best actress in a comedy series, Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Ayo Edebiri for The Bear, Selena Gomez in Only Murders in the Building, Maya Rudolph in Loot, Gene Smart and Hacks, and Kristen Wiig in Palm Royale. Have you?
Well,
You haven't seen?
that's how you know this is fake, because Selena Gomez got nominated.
You didn't see the most recent season of Only Murders, have you?
Oh, did she become a good actress since
I
then?
don't think she's a bad actress, and this season she had, I think, was more her storyline part wasn't so stupid.
Well, that helps.
And I think she actually had good chemistry with the guy Jesse. Can't remember what Jesse Williams, I believe. She actually had good chemistry with the guy that she had love interest with, so that was actually more interesting. It was definitely a better season for her, but it was a weaker season overall because she had probably more to do than the other the other two. I guess that's not true. Martin Short had more to do. Steve Martin was barely in the season. Really, it was mostly about the other two. Um, Supporting actor Lionel Boyce for The Bear. I'm gonna guess that's the pastry chef guy for the second season. Paul W. Downs for Hacks. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I've seen the show, so I probably know who that is. Cousin for The Bear. Paul Rudd, Only Murders in the Building. Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary, and Bowen Yang for Saturday Night Live. I like how every single year Saturday Night Live has to have a supporting actor nod for somebody. on Saturday Night Live, and I'm not
Mm,
sure why.
pretty
Um,
important.
um, and it's one here. Best Supporting Actress, Carol Burnett. Wow, Carol Burnett got nominated for something. I guess I should watch that show. For Palm Royale, Liza Colon Zayas for The Bear. I don't know who that is either. Hannah Einbender for Hacks, Janelle James for Abbott, uh, Cheryl Lee Ralph for Abbott, and of course Meryl Streep for Only Murders in Building. She's in something. She got to be nominated for whatever award she can get nominated for. Guest actor in a comedy series, John Bernthal for The Bear, Matthew Broderick, Only Murders in the Building, Ryan Gosling in Saturday Night Live, Christopher Lloyd for Hacks, Bob Odenkirk, and Will Poulter for The Bear. And then guest actress Olivia Colman for The Bear, Jamie Lee Curtis for The Bear, Caitlin Olsen for Hacks, Divine Joy Randolph for Only Murders in the Building, recent Oscar winner, Maya Rudolph, and Kristen Wiig for Saturday Night Live. So those were just the hosts of Saturday Night Live. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm not going to do limited series. I don't think we watch any limited series. Maybe it would have been Shogun, but they moved. They're going to make another season, so they moved that. They got directing, writing, competition series. Yep, that's it. All right, cool. Um, I definitely watch more comedies than I watch dramas, so to speak. Even though they've have comedies and drama section, I would say Fallout is more of a comedy. And then they got dramas with like The Bear is like more of a drama than a comedy, and that's in the comedy. So and probably will win. So um, yep, cool.
Cool, cool.
All right, let's get into trailers here. We'll with start with The Killer in the movie. John Woo's next movie from his return here after making The Great Silent Night that nobody watched except for me. I did see that movie. It was pretty okay. What'd you think of that trailer?
It doesn't look very good.
Action packed.
Looks like really cheap or something. I don't know. It
I
does
don't
not
know.
look good. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably check it out. They're in good old Paris, France. There.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely my type of movie. It is a movie, right?
Yeah, it's a movie. It's
It
gonna be on
just
Peacock.
doesn't. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the reason it's on Peacock. Like, I don't know.
Well, I don't think the last movie he did very well in the theater, so they're probably like, "Why don't you just put this one on streaming?" Um, got the lady from Game of Thrones and Fast and the Furious as the lead here. She's doing wrestling moves on people while she's shooting them, as if they would like hold her up so she can shoot at people. Um, Omar Omar Sy is in it. Good French actor. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Dad said they should have had the guy from Game of Thrones, who is her like love interest or whatever in it. But I was like, I think they wanted to get a French actor in here. So, um, and then was there someone else in this? I can't remember. I remember watching it. It was like brain fog
Uh,
watching this trailer.
yeah, I don't know.
It's just like generic action movie.
Yeah, it looked really cheap. Um, a lot of the stunts they were showing didn't look good. Um, and he does like the slow mo thing. I don't know. Like before, when he did it, it looked good. I felt, and then now it just looks bad. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my tastes have changed or I don't know. He just didn't get modern with it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Sam Worthington. That's the other person. Um, he hasn't done anything other than really Avatar. I think he did
Mhm.
the Clash of Titans.
I mean, he probably doesn't need to do anything else. He's probably set.
Yeah, well, he's also not that great of an actor.
I mean,
We haven't
he's
you haven't seen him in anything else big, anything remotely big other than Avatar.
he was in like Terminator or something.
No, I'm saying like recently, not like
Oh, yeah.
who's in the Terminator. What, like 10 years ago at this point? Like,
Yeah, no, he was definitely a typecast kind of character. Even in this one, he's still kind of playing his same role that he plays in
yeah,
Avatar. So yeah,
I don't know. I think he's lame. Imagine if it was like actually somebody good in the lead role of Avatar. It would be crazy.
I don't know. Imagine if there was a good actress other than Selena Gomez in that
I,
show. It'd probably be a lot better.
that show is
Cool.
just fine. I don't know what your problem is.
The show's fine, but it's not because she's in it. I can tell you that.
Avatar. I think if you had somebody other than Sam Worthington as the lead in Avatar, would make a much bigger difference than somebody else as
I
Selena
don't
in
think it
Selena
makes that
Gomez's
much
case.
of a difference. I
It
really
really
don't.
does. You're
I
following
really
the
don't.
whole time. It's really boring. All right. Cool. Whatever. Looks like a stupid action movie. We Live in Time is the other one we're going to talk about before we get into Captain America. What'd you think of that trailer? Andrew Garfield and Pew
Oh,
Pew Florence Pugh.
yeah. You know, that whole the main character knows they're going to die trope that apparently doesn't exist, but
First of
clearly
all,
exists.
first. This is not what this movie's about.
Yes, it is.
That's not what that movie is
Just
about.
because they find out in the first 10 minutes that it's going to happen doesn't change to the fact that it's going to happen.
We don't know she's going to die. You're
Uh,
assuming she's going to die.
Good point, but they're going to live like they are going to die, which is the trope.
It's so yeah. You just because this trope that you came up with actually has
I
shown
didn't
up.
come up with it. It already
It's not
existed.
a thing that's around all the
This
time.
is like A Fault in Our Stars, if
Okay,
that's what it's called.
that's correct.
There's other ones like that that
All right,
exist.
I
Okay.
believe you. Um,
It's like definitely in plenty of books. Like this is
yeah.
definitely a book
Well,
trope
yeah. Well, if
for
for some
sure.
reason like young adult books, yeah, there's a lot of them, but it's not like that widely used. Other than young adult things.
I just thought it was funny that like a week ago you were like, "That's not a trope," and then a movie comes
But
out
I
with
don't
the same
think
trope.
that's what really that's about. It's probably like halfway through the movie. I don't think it's like from the get. I could be wrong, but
20 minutes, whatever.
okay, whatever. It's fine. Okay, so you thought the movie looks like crap, and you thought it was great. It looked great. You thought it looked
Uh,
mediocre.
I'm not really a Florence Pugh fan.
Pew pew. Why not?
I know. I I don't. I think she just acts the same in everything. Um, Even when she was in Dune, I felt like she acted exactly the same. I don't know.
Okay,
Um,
it's
I don't
fine.
know.
I,
People like her,
how
like
many?
really like her. I
What have you
just
seen
don't.
her in other than
I saw her in the Bomb one that won everything.
Bomb One? The
Yeah,
Bomb.
he literally makes an atomic bomb.
Oh, oh yeah. Pff, Oppenheimer literally won Best Picture.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just don't know why you didn't say Christopher Nolan one or
the bomb.
atomic
There's a
bomb, nuclear
bomb. There's a
bomb.
bomb in it. Sorry, I didn't mean a grenade. It wasn't a movie about the grenade. It
The
was a movie
first
about the
the first
bomb.
bomb movie I thought of was The Hurt Locker for some reason. Uh, Sorry. Okay.
Okay, well, I have seen her something,
So
and
you're
I saw
telling
she
me
was in the
so what
Black Widow thing.
you're telling me you saw her in Black Widow, Oppenheimer, and Dune, and you thought she played the same character in all three.
Hey, well, if the shoe fits, I
Wow,
did.
you're watching.
My
You're watching.
statement wasn't wrong.
You
My
are
statement
watching
wasn't wrong.
different movies than I'm watching. You can think Russian Yelena Belova is the same as the lady in Oppenheimer. Okay, sounds good. Yep,
Pretty much.
rousing critic there. And then she's playing like a space princess in Dune. It's not the same character. And then you thought this looks the same.
I'm
You think
saying
she?
her acting is exactly the same. Like she doesn't. There's no range to her. She's the Twilight girl. She makes the same face to everything,
Oh,
and
okay. Well, that is an opinion for sure. Um, Little Women. You should check out that movie. That's a really good movie. She's good in that. Saoirse Ronan, her, Emma Watson. That's a pretty good movie. And Timothy Chalamet's in that too. Um, that's a good movie. That's Greta Gerwig's movie before Barbie that she did. Um, that's a good movie and a different performance from Florence Pugh.
I'm sure it's not.
Okay, whatever you say. That's true. I mean, you can have an irrational dislike of
Look,
somebody, just
I
like I
can't
have an
say I
irrational
haven't seen different things, but I've seen three different things from her, and I haven't been impressed.
I agree, and I can. You have the same feeling I do about Emily Blunt. Apparently, you picked a weird choice, but
I'm
that's
not
okay.
saying that. I'm just saying she doesn't add anything to the movie for me. And then, yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like in the trailer their chemistry wasn't that great, but that
Hmm.
doesn't mean anything. It could be better in the movie. But
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good movie. Just I don't honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna see it. I just thought having a couple, like 3 trailers was good. So
mhm.
it looked good enough. An A24 movie. All right, let's talk about Captain America 4. What'd you think of this trailer?
Um, I don't know. It didn't. It's fine, I guess. I don't know. Like Harrison's in it now, and
Harrison
he's
Ford, and they
me.
immediately say, "Ah, he looks different." Oh yeah, because I shaved my mustache. Not that I'm a different person. And
Yeah.
I like that they said that immediately. That's pretty funny. They're just like, "We're gonna just address it immediately." I mean, that's probably this.
I mean, you
Exactly.
got to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I like Harrison Ford. I thought this was pretty good trailer actually. I I thought it looked pretty decent. They're definitely going for Winter Soldier vibes there. Um, very pretty straightforward, kind of espionage ish, agents and whatever government stuff and
Yeah.
conspiracies, things like that. Um, and then the only thing that anyone cared about was Red Hulk at the end. So, uh,
I guess. I don't
well,
know.
that's
The
what people
last
talked about
espionage
afterwards.
thing we cut.
Oh, that was
Yeah, but the
dog doo
last
doo.
espionage thing we watched was yeah.
Yeah, that
What
was
was it called
really
again?
bad. Secret Invasion.
The one with Sam Jackson. Yeah, and
That,
so maybe
by the
I'm
way,
just
that
not excited to see something like that again.
that is by far the worst Marvel TV show. The MCU Marvel TV shows by far. Miss
There's so
Marvel
many
and
bad ones.
She Hulk are way better than Secret Invasion. That was just trash.
I don't think they're way better, but they're definitely better than that. Yeah.
Anything in She Hulk was better than his gun being in one grave and then his like jacket being in another grave and like it's like his iPad
I
like
don't
his
know. We had to watch like She-Hulk twerking and
oh that I mean
like
that was funny. I thought that was funny.
it's just goofy. It's kind of similar to me, but I do agree. I think Secret Invasion is probably the worst TV show.
Yeah,
Um,
it was just like, what are you doing?
yeah,
Um,
that show's probably like a three or like a
yeah,
four, three
that's
or four.
pretty bad show at Secret
And
Invasion. I mean, it was watching Secret Invasion. I was like, what? what are you doing here? Like, what is the story? Like, it's ridiculous. They kill off people left and right, and it's like random, and the payoff isn't good. There's like, it ruins characters. Um, I don't know. It's weird. Um, yeah, it's a lot like the show we're gonna talk about today, I think. Um, uh, so this week, unless Anders has something else to talk about, which I don't think
No?
he does. So unless he had more to say about Captain America, there, uh, we're gonna move on to the other thing that Disney is kind of well, Marvel, they're kind of squeaky wheels. This is one, the wheels have fallen off. Star Wars. Uh, we're talking about the Acolyte. Um, I thought this show was boring, and then there was some action that actually was more interesting, and there it was very convoluted in the beginning, and therefore it bored me, and then it would seem pretty straightforward, and but then I was like, wait, there's so many things they haven't gotten to yet. Like I like had the realization near the end of the season, and then the last episode was just we're gonna we're gonna do whatever we want, and just kind of take weird turns. I The show overall is below average, probably a 4, I would say. Um, there are good parts about the show, but most of the show is bad. Um, the last episode me and Andrew watched today, I was still kind of marinating on it, but that uh, it's like just weird decision after weird decision, things that make zero sense. Um, them trying to set up like season twos with characters that people like, they're not gonna even sniff at a season two. This is by far the worst viewership for any of the Star Wars shows, like by millions of views. Um, like um, the Andor did about as bad, but Andor is a Shakespearean, uh, fantastic in comparison to this show. And Andor was I thought Andor was good, but I don't think it was great or anything. People really liked it. I thought it was fine. Um, so, um, what did you think overall?
Um, yeah, 4 sounds pretty good. I mean, I definitely can't think of a reason why this is average. If this wasn't Star Wars, I would have never even known it existed. Um, it would have just been some bad Netflix show that I would have never touched or something. Um, there are surprisingly some decent fight scenes that are also kind of goofy at the same time. Um, so I'd say maybe they just hired a good stunt coordinator, whereas everyone else they hired didn't know what they were doing. Um,
Oh yeah, I mean
like
they
writers,
definitely don't know anything about Star Wars.
the lead is that is definitely one note, one face for everything type of lead.
I don't know about that. She played two different characters. I
Yeah,
just
and I'm telling you, I was so confused on who was who most of the
I
time.
I just don't think she's that great of an actress. I've seen her in other things before, and I didn't think she was that great of an actress. Um,
Mm,
uh, I remember when the show they said who they cast, I was like, oh, good luck with that. And you're gonna have her play two characters. Good luck with that. Uh, I don't think she's a particularly good actress. They got the guy from Squid Game just because he was in Squid Game, like 1,000%, because they wanted to get
yeah,
some eyeballs on the show. They have Carrie Ann Moss from The Matrix, Trinity from The Matrix, completely wasted. um, and barely in the show, not interesting. Her character was stupid and uninteresting when she could have been a badass Jedi, and they screwed that up. Um, the lead was bad. The guy from Squid Game was bad. Um, all the Jedi are stupid or dumb or a little bit of
It's
both.
I think it's mostly the writing
The
when it
writing
like
is
the writing is so bad.
honestly, it was okay, and then it got like worse and worse, and they just like they went less and less Star Wars. They worked really hard to tell you that I think what I think they were going for was the bad guys, the Sith, whatever, and the Jedi, good guys, whatever. They're complicated people, and there's shades of gray. That's not, but that's what they were going for. But what they got was the Jedi are bad, and the Sith aren't that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and then oh my goodness. And then they just kill people and then like 2 seconds later the main character is okay with it and then they like group up. They're like holding hands at the end. Like nothing. It's so
Nothing
hard to
makes sense.
yeah.
People flip on a turn, like drop a hat. They flip their okay. I'm good. I'm bad. Whatever. I don't like you. Oh, I do like you. I've had my vendetta against you my whole life, but we're chill because we're family. I guess it's like doesn't make any sense. There's people. People are people's Padawans. Whatever, and it's so easily forecasted. Is crazy. Like like it's predictable but also unpredictable because you're like it's predictable but you're like this is so stupid like um there's
Yeah.
things that are so dumb that you can't predict them because you're just like that doesn't even logically make sense. um yeah, the show is not good overall. They had good parts about it, there was good fights about it and stuff but in it and whatnot. But the show overall is not good. um yeah. um Got anything basic to say before we
um
get into some spoilers?
no. Yeah, there really isn't that many high points. um I mean, I could even go down to the 3 and I really wouldn't feel bad. um We'll stick with the 4, but over time, when this sits with you for a while, it's gonna go down probably. Um,
I think be- I think that like there's one character in the show that is interesting to me and I think but then also there's parts about that character that I don't like and it's not because of the character, it's because of the weird way that
you liked a character in this?
yeah, one character. I like one character only.
What's what's the one character?
I liked the bad guy. I liked that
Oh,
character.
you liked the sexy Sith, eh?
I it's and that's my problem is that they're like making him sexy is weird to me. I saw a review. Someone called him Darth Thirst Trap was his name. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
what he
that
was.
and that fits. Well, it's weird because he wasn't like that in the beginning of the first half of the show. Then the second half, he's like literally naked for some reason. It's like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Is this an HBO show? Is this Game of Thrones all of a sudden? Like people just get naked. Um,
He was kind of sneaky, and he needed a.
let's get into spoilers here. Maybe she went, okay, I'm gonna turn to the dark side because I saw his dong. She's like, I gotta hop on that.
Like, as good as reason as any, honestly.
That is, I don't see a reason why she changed her mind other than the Jedi guy was a butthead,
He killed his mom.
killed
Her
her
mom.
mom. Yeah, it's like
Mom
so
killer.
dumb and I don't. Yeah. So yeah, he was like, okay, he turns out to be the bad guy, which made sense. I kind of thought that was going to happen. I've seen the actor before, so I was like, he's probably the bad guy or whatever, the master or whatever they keep talking about. Um, and then he's like really powerful, and he has like a Magneto helmet. Um,
They also didn't. I just realized they didn't explain something. They fly off in that last episode, and they show the creepy little
yeah.
red-eyed person, and they never came back to that.
Um, so from what I understand, people think that is Darth Plagueis.
Oh God! Please don't.
They think that's Darth Plagueis,
There
and
was just no reason to connect any of this
they
to
believe that
that.
he is Dark Plagueis. So therefore, he got the idea to create life or bring people back to life from these witches. Um,
Blows.
yeah, that is the thought. I don't know if that's confirmed or whatever, but that is the prevailing theory.
Does it really not make sense for that to be the lady who was at the covenant? Like they never explain what happened to her. She just sort of disappeared.
I mean, I can do some quick googling, but I doubt we'll get the.
I mean, yeah, we're not gonna know the answer. I don't even care. They should just say they should just say they're not doing a season two. This was bad. We're sorry. We apologize for putting this out there. We'll not do it again. But I just remembered that they didn't do anything with that. But um, yeah, there's a lot of things that don't make sense. There's a rat guy sniffing around.
Yeah, and his reasoning makes no sense. We don't even know.
He's
Uh,
performing some hijinks. He's like, at first, he's like, oh, this lady's bad, and I know it. I'm going to mess up the ship. And then he messes up the ship so she gets found. And then she tries flying away. And he's like, oh, no, I got to save her for some reason. Let me mess up the ship again. And I'm just like, let me cut this cord that's hanging out here right next to the carpet. And it just like turns off the entire ship. It, the lazy writing is incredible here. They just had to force things for some reason. Like you said, he's a plot mover.
yeah, he's a
Uh,
plot mover, but like it
it
didn't
didn't
make
even
any
wasn't even
sense.
needed. Yeah,
But they didn't even have a scene where it's like, hey, you need to do this, this, and this to get like you need to screw him up. Like I don't know if the green lady master told him to screw up Saul. I guess I don't know what the plan was. I don't. It just he's just doing things. Um, okay, yeah, no, that is Darth Plagueis for sure. The creator literally said it was of this show.
oh no.
So
Okay, this is a 3. This might even be a 2 now, but this is a 3.
oh, and they have Yoda at the end, and they're like they would even get the chance to do anything with Yoda. They made this crap, and they think, oh, we're gonna get to use Yoda next. No one wants a season 2 of this show. This is bad, and yeah, that Darth Plagueis is crazy. It's like we are so good and we know nothing about Star Wars, but we're going to be telling the like mysteries, like major Star Wars lore, and we could tell it well. The
No,
I do not
that's
know.
insulting.
I don't was did Filoni was in charge of Star Wars stuff now. Is he did he green like that? He went, this is a good idea. Did he
No,
watch this
no,
over?
he's in charge of like his own
No, I
arc
think he's
thing.
in charge of everything Star Wars now. I think he's like more involved now.
No,
Whoever watched this and said, this is good, let's put
I
this
think
out.
we know who watched this and
I
who
don't know.
wanted this.
I don't know why anybody. I don't care if you like the person or not. why you would go, this is good, let's put it out. There's several things that have been shelved. They shelved Daredevil like for a while as they could redo it. Why they thought this was good, let's put this out, it makes no sense to me. Um, I mean, I think a lot of the I didn't think Ahsoka was fantastic or anything. But this is way better. That was way better than this.
Yeah. Well, Ahsoka still feels like Star Wars, right? This doesn't even feel like Star Wars anymore.
I don't know what they're doing. I This show was really bad. And yeah, so why they didn't just do the show about this show's called The Acolyte? Why didn't they just have it about this guy? And tell it from this his point of view the whole time instead of focusing on them, just I guess just to have a lady lead.
Probably.
It
Yeah.
makes no sense. There's the reveal that he's a bad guy, that he's the guy, is the only option because they had no other characters in the show. So why would he not have been the bad guy? Clearly, he was the one in the mask. That episode where they're in the forest and the Jedi's fight and everything, that was good. And then it went back to boring, and like that episode happened, and then you had an episode where they're like hanging out on a beach or whatever. It's like,
Yeah. That one forest thing that you're talking about is probably the best episode, and it's probably like a 6.
yeah. And then
Uh,
he gets his I'm not going to say the word. His little tiny sword, lightsaber, his like secondary lightsaber, and he kills the girl from Logan. Goes pew 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 like 3 times through her. It's pretty funny.
that was my favorite character because for some reason she was like a Padawan, and then like she just turned into like a crazy Jedi master for like
I
30 seconds
It's
and
so
then
funny that
died.
a lot of the characters that were interesting just get killed. Like a Wookiee Jedi, that's cool, dead immediately. Um, uh,
They
the
didn't even do it really well.
the
Like
yeah, the girl from Logan, I think she's actually a decent character, and then she gets killed. The other Jedi guy, he just snaps his neck. I mean, and they show it. It was like super dark, and they were like trying to say that Sith are like the bad guys here are like complex characters. Like he just snapped that guy's neck. No problem, no hesitation. Just went
yeah,
dead.
and then there's this dumb thing that they do where like Jedi can't kill an unarmed man when this dude can wield the force like it's literally his plaything.
Yeah,
It's like he's still armed if he doesn't have a lightsaber in his hand. It's dumb.
he would choke you to death. Which this girl does at the end at the drop of a hat because she turns to a bad guy and she bleeds the kyber crystal and makes it red, which was cool visual by the way. And but it's ruined by the rest of this show. She just chokes that guy to death, and I was like, okay, well you're a bad guy. You just murdered him, and it's okay. He says it's okay. I guess it's fine. You can kill me. I understand. Um,
Yeah.
his character was completely ruined. And he walks really weird. That's just my own thought. Uh, in that flashback episode, he's like young looking, and he's like walk weird.
I guess.
He's very
I didn't notice.
exaggerated movement. He's probably not young guy. Probably. It was reminiscent of
Yeah.
me of young Harrison Ford trying to be young Harrison Ford, where they did the de aging, but it's still Harrison Ford. Um, yeah.
It's amazing how quick all of those characters became irrelevant because they literally die and then they're just forgotten about.
Well,
Like
literally, there's
nobody cares that
not
they
even a
died.
mourning or anything. It's just snap neck, dead. Who cares? It's like, what? It is crazy watching that first episode, and then you get to the end, and literally none of those people are like all those people are dead, and like they never get talked about. And apparently, OSHA kind of liked the Jedi, the girl from Logan Jedi. Apparently, we don't don't care. She got killed by that guy who's now her master.
Dude,
Whoop de
she's
doo.
she saw sexy Sith man.
He took his pants
She
off,
instantly forgot. Yeah,
literally saw his butt, and she's like, "All right, maybe I'm gonna go back. Maybe I'm gonna be a bad guy."
yeah.
Oh, and also Jedi mind wipe, I guess, and it works perfectly. I gotta think. We might be able to do this. I might be able to wipe her mind. Okay, she's wiped. See you later. Oh, and we're gonna leave you here. Bye bye. And you're gonna get
It
pulled
didn't
in by
even.
the.
It really didn't even make sense why they left her there. She's
You,
dumb.
you got to be pulled in by the obviously bad Jedi. Um, that are absolutely villains, and they are not good people in any way, and they're stupid and mindless and rude and selfish.
The only way they could make this show, if they did a season 2 and they made it good, is Yoda completely pulls an Anakin and just kills the entire order and starts fresh.
Well, Mindy is in this show, even though he hasn't been born yet in canon. But he's in this show.
I think that's just supposed to be another guy,
Nope,
right? It
nope.
wasn't supposed to
It's
be.
supposed to be him. It's supposed to be
Wait,
Mindy. Yep.
really?
Yep. In canon, he's not even born yet, but he's in this show. Just saying. So
Are you sure? Like you've
positive.
confirmed this?
No, it's confirmed.
Yeah,
If you look
him.
at the credits, the name is his name. Yeah, it's him. Yeah.
So the whole people were having issues with Keanu Mindy specifically saying there hasn't been Sith for years or
Right.
whatever.
That's
but you're
actually
telling
Keanu
me
Mindy.
he was alive
Yep.
during this whole thing.
Yep.
He's as old as Yoda and has been. This is so stupid.
No, and he's supposed to be not even alive yet, like in canon.
Yeah.
Like he's not even alive, but he's alive in this show. Mm-hmm. Nobody said anything.
There's no way that if you were saying what's his head Filoni was like overseeing this, there's no way he would have saw this and greenlit it. I don't believe.
Well, maybe it was done before he was in power, I guess.
Maybe.
The show yeah, so but he's saying the Sith hasn't been seen, but this green Jedi covered it up, so they don't know that there's been Sith because I guess maybe it didn't say there was Sith. She covers it up for some reason. So I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah. She doesn't tell anybody.
That's true, but he just didn't know.
Yeah. So there you go. The one plot point they wrote to not mess up.
Honestly, the show doesn't feel as bad because they weren't using characters from other things, so they were just basically ruining themselves. But now the fact that they are pulling in Yoda for some reason, and apparently Keanu Mindy, which
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, it's just stop.
Who is Palpatine's master? I believe.
Yes. No, that is correct.
Yeah.
And it was unnecessary, unneeded. The whole show is unnecessary.
By the way, I believe, from what I understand, the Sith must kill their master to become the master and have a acolyte or whatever, an apprentice. So is Plagueis not his master then?
Dude, nothing makes sense. It doesn't matter. The guy the guy who's the bad guy, the sexy Sith, is actually Palpatine when he's young.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Don't think Palpatine was Asian.
I'm completely kidding, but with their logic, that's what it would be.
I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure.
They have a kid, and he's Palpatine.
I guess if there's another guy, I guess he's like the Dooku. I guess. Like Palpatine to Anakin.
I hope we never find out. Yeah. This needs to get buried and never talked about again. This was bad.
Yeah, It blows my mind. Like, oh, we're not gonna get. I thought last I watched the last episode the other day. I was like, or yesterday maybe the day
Mhm.
before. I was like, there's no way we're gonna get a wrap up of this season. And I was like, no, they did it. It was just makes zero sense and is ridiculously stupid. Um, there, I the resolution was terrible. Even one of the characters in this last episode was like, "We're getting a resolution." It's like literally true what's happening, but it's just like, what? I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
also the girls are twins, but not twins. They're the same person, but they're different people, and they're not the same in every way or anything. So how are?
There's one is supposed to be a force projection of one or something like that. Like,
But they're different. They're like not even like
dude, I don't know.
it.
It was written by dinguses, man.
Yeah,
They don't even know what they wrote.
I don't know. I don't I don't I don't get it. You can write something good with a female lead and it like I and you could make a Star Wars thing with a female lead and it doesn't have to be bad. Like I just don't the what I don't understand the story they're trying to tell. It doesn't work in it at all. There was
Yeah.
the only good part I got out of it was some good action, and I thought the character was fine, and I thought he did a fine job as the character. It's just the writing was really bad. Um, I don't know, weird, weird show.
I changed my rating to 3 now that I know that's supposed to be Darth Plagueis, and apparently Keanu Mindy's in the show.
Oh yeah, he's in it. He's the guy. He's that one guy that looks like Keanu Mindy because he is.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh well.
Cool. All right.
Save
Any more
Yoda.
to say?
No, I just hope Yoda is nowhere near this.
Yoda, commit seppuku and
I
save yourself from the
please.
show.
I mean, you can put Yoda and other things, just not in a season 2 of this show. This show better not get a season 2. I don't know what they're doing. Also, this show was made for 180 million. Where is that money going to? Because it's not to great actors, it's not to good writers, it's not to fantastic design of the show. They're like always in a room or in a forest set. Like, where's the
Yeah, I
money
mean,
going?
the Jedi Temple is like one room, and it's the um, where they communicate with people. Apparently,
And then
every scene there
you
is in that one room.
always you have Coruscant footage like animated already, so you can't even say, "Oh, we had to like animate Coruscant." Like you have it, you can just show it and film it in a different way. Like
Yeah,
there's, I don't know what the money went to on this show. That like it blows my mind that it was made for that much money. I mean, I don't get it.
yeah. I was being told that they inflate their number so they can write it off or something like that. Maybe that's what happened here.
Sure.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. They just mismanaged literally every aspect of the show.
Maybe they rewrote things or reshot things. I don't know what they did, but not good. I feel bad for everybody involved, um, except for the writers. I don't feel bad for them. They deserve that. Whatever crap. I hope they don't work anywhere near Star Wars ever again. I mean, they can work somewhere else, but not they. I don't know what this showrunner made no sense. I don't get it. And I wasn't like completely off board the whole time. I was. It's just the it doesn't make any sense. Um, yeah, I feel bad for all the actors. It was such a weird show. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that wraps up our episode. It's been brought to you by the power of two.
That's true. We are definitely brothers. We are definitely not whatever split, whatever crap, whatever they try to act like do in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely two to make one podcast.
Yes. All right. We will see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show.